Hey, sports talk, man. What's going on, man? Happy Saturday. Happy Sunday to most, and most country in the world right now is Sunday. If you haven't done so, like, subscribe, and share the channel. It's free. All that stuff is free. If you have YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram, all of that, like and subscribe. All that stuff is free. I mean? Don't look at the video. Subscribe, man. It's like and subscribe. It's free. What I mean? Let's go to this channel, man. We have to support each other, and that's one thing people don't do. They don't support. Anyway, man, I'm gonna go straight through it. I know I made a video where I talk about Jimmy Butler being a beast, which he is. So you have to give him credit for everything he's done, everything he's doing. And I know that the 76ers are, of course, killing themselves. You know what I mean? If anyone who was part of from the 76ers, anyone who was part of picking Tobias Harris over Jimmy Butler, again, if you're still in that building, you should be fired. There's no way you pick a hard. This guy's a hard worker. This guy's a winner. He's in the building. He tell you he wants to win. I gotta trim up a little bit. He tell you he wants to win. He's not with the mediocre stuff. And as an organization, as an owner, you wanna get rid of him. That's crazy. Anyway, if you're looking in the background, you see papers on the wall. If you have kids, for those parents who have kids, you understand. My daughter's my 2-year-old daughter is she loves to pick the wall and to write. Instead of writing on a piece of paper, she loved the wall. So we tired of repainting, paying people to come and paint the house. So we come up with a great solution. Just put paper on the wall downstairs. When she wants to write, she'll write, but sometimes she'll remove it. She's too smart. She remove the paper. She wants the wall itself. Oh man! So if you have kids, you understand that, and that won't be edited. That's gonna be real and raw. Anyway, man, Jimmy Butler, he's done everything he could, everything possible to win. The guy's a winner. So I'm happy. I'm happy to see that because they are my pick. I like them in the East. Even though I know that Boston have more depth. So if the Lakers were not to win, I'm looking at a team that can match up well with Denver. That's Boston, you know what I mean? But because I know that with everything Jimmy Butler's doing, he's gonna get tired. Which you saw in the bubble when they played the Lakers. Game 4. Again, he was tired. The guy will give everything. Left everything on that court, and that's what you need, man. Jimmy Butler he's lights out, man. So seeing both teams right now, Lakers are 0-2. Boston are 0-2. Both Denver's are 2-0. And that's something, man. To see. So we'll see what happened. You went someone home and took 2 games for Miami. The Heat was too much. They were too much for Boston. So we'll see what happened in game 3 and 4. Can you close it out? Can you imagine? Miami. I personally, I think it's gonna go to game 7. It's gonna go to game 7 because Tatum had to show up. You can't. And I know that they're gonna pick Tatum over Jaylen Brown, and that's a mistake. because it should be reversed. Jaylen Brown is the better player. I know that Tatum have more upside, more of an upside, so I that's what they look at. But I will go with Jaylen Brown and Marcus Smart, because why would you give Tatum $300 million, 300 plus million, and he's not that guy, because he's regular season. He's a regular season guy. So do you do that? He's just like Joel, regular season Embiid, a regular season guy. So you don't want to invest that kind of capital on a player who's not gonna give you what you pay for. And so that says a lot. What I mean? That says a lot for them. So as a coach, as a fan, even as a teammate, you got to look at even himself. You have to look in the mirror to say, like, am I worth that? What am I doing? 'Cause these guys, spend enough time in a club. If they put their effort, on their craft, they'll be gladiators, but they don't. So not everyone like Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler's in the gym. He's in the lab every day. The guys, man. The guys are hard workers. I remember, you put Minnesota. Jimmy Butler was running with the third team. With the third team, and that's what he was, because the coaches didn't think he could be the player that he is. But he was hungry. He took that as what? You put me with the third team. You don't think I'm good enough to and he challenged the first team and he beat them. And that says a lot about the type of player that he is. And again, as a fan of sports, period, right? As a fan of sports, you're looking at players that will be perfect together, man. Like, I would love to see Jimmy Butler with LeBron James together, as a teammate, man. I would have loved that. You know what I mean? And I was hoping that Jimmy Butler would have, when LeBron was a free agent, I was hoping that you would have just go and sign with Miami, but he elected to stay with the Lakers. But Jimmy Butler, man, that dude's a dog, and it's great to see what he brings, the tenacity that he brings every day, on every game, how he make his teammate better, how he pushed those guys. He remind me. I want him to win a ring if the Lakers don't advance. First of all, if Lakers, because right now Lakers are down 0-2, and they could have won both games in Denver, right? They could have won both games in Denver. You know what I mean? So, but if the Lakers, tonight, if the Lakers if they lose Game 3 tonight, it's over. They're gonna get swept. And I know a lot of people are gonna talk bad about LeBron. This is year 20, and it's year 20. So I don't expect much from him from year 20. This is something that you got to talk more about Anthony Davis as a player, like as a person. Period. As a person, as a player, you lazy. A guy, you 6'11", almost 7 feet tall. If you look at his wingspan, you say it's 8 feet. You know what I mean? 7'11". You should be always open. You know what I mean? A player like your caliber, and you haven't done anything, man. So yes, you have a ring. That's because of LeBron James, and nothing that you did, and you haven't done anything, man. To be a player like that, you're afraid to play center. That's number one. You're afraid. No, I don't want to be that. I want to play power forward. It's like, man, it's that says a lot about him as a person and as a player itself. Lazy, just weak mind, man. It's wow. It pains me watching that, where you could dominate. It's not like the Joker. Nikola's not a rim protector. You know what I mean? Nikola's not a rim protector to say, okay, you're gonna stop him. You know what I mean? AD should have been doing that, but but forget that. But this is more about the Miami Heat as a team. You have someone that's coaching the player the same way you see LeBron coaching the players everywhere you go. So you see Jimmy Butler's out there. Bam is not he's not a true center again. But he played big. He played big, and he did big. So that was good to see. Watching that game, he said, "Wow, this is good." He was determined to say, "Okay, I'm gonna help you," because he's been hearing it from the media. Everyone saying Jimmy Butler this, Jimmy Butler that. If Jimmy Butler don't have help, you know what I mean? I know I've said it a few times. So he's tired of that. So he showed that last night. So, to say, hey, this is what we're about. This is what we could do. So I'm happy to see that as a fan of basketball. You know what I mean? As a fan of sports, as a fan of hard work. I love when I see that, man. I root for a team like that. Again, I've said it so many times. Yes, I am a fan of Jimmy Butler. I am. Because the guys are hard work. I'm the same way I'm a fan of LeBron James. The guys are hard worker. I'm a fan of. I don't like lazy play. I was a fan of Kobe Bryant. The guys were a hard worker. Magic. One of my favorite players, Shaquille O'Neal before, but then you start. He was getting lazy and stuff like that because as a big man like that, you could have stayed dominant. I don't think anybody would be able to stop him, and he was too focused on hanging out in the club, doing a party and all that stuff like that. And now he's on my top 10. He's on my top 10. Shaq, that is, but I know you could have ranked higher than anybody else. You know what I mean? I would have, like I said, this is about. I will make my I think I did that already. My top 10 player, but I might make a top 20 player of all time, which I think again LeBron James #1 on that list, and I have Kareem as #2. But Shaq would have, if Shaq would have stayed dominant, Shaq would have been in the gym working out. It had nothing to do with the championship, you know what I mean? Because it take a lot to win a championship. But I'm saying as a type of player that changed the game, he would have outranked Kareem in my book, you know what I mean? And a lot of people's book, a lot of people I talk to, you know what I mean? So that's good. I know I did a top 10. I did a top 5 greatest of all time. A lot of people have, you know what I mean. I know Joseph. Shout out to Joseph. You know what I mean. Shout out to Gio. You know what I mean. Shout out to Danny. What's up, man. I know that a lot of players have Shaq. As the top 5 greatest of all time. People who changed the game, which he has. But the point I was making is, guys who work hard work. Jimmy Butler's LeBron James #1 for me in terms of hard work. Jimmy Butler's #2. Like for what he bring, on a regular basis, on a consistent night, day rather. The guy's lights out. He's a hard worker. He's in the gym, he's in the lab, he's constantly working on his craft, making his game better. And that's what you need. He's not in the club partying, like the Embiid, like all those guys. A guy like Giannis, of course, hard work. You know what I mean? When he came in the first 2-3 seasons, he was hanging out. The first 2-3 seasons, Giannis was hanging out. But then he started looking at LeBron. Talking to LeBron. There was a game that. With Milwaukee, after they lost, he was telling LeBron, hey, you going to the club? LeBron was like, nah, I'm gonna go to the gym. And that was like, that was a thing for him. Like, wow, this guy just finished playing, and he wants to do that. So we'll see what happens. Like I said, you have to give credit to a guy like that. So Giannis seeing how LeBron work. He does that. Jimmy Butler is that player that come into work. He's putting in the lab, so he's making his player better. So that's something that you gotta give credit to him to see what he does, on a regular night, on a consistent basis. So I'm happy for him, man. They're up 2-0, and Boston right now they look scared. You know what I mean? Even though I believe that they're going to go to Game 7. They're going to go to Game 7, but Boston looks scared. Tatum himself, Tatum, he's not the same player. And I was telling people, he's not it. You put that moniker on him as a superstar, as one of the greats, too early, and you haven't done anything to earn that. I haven't, regular season, those guys are regular season guys. They're putting numbers on the regular season, but nothing is done. You know what I mean? So, you haven't done that, so I'm excited to see what Bam Adebayo is just helping, pushing, because you know what, yes, you get credit to the coach of course, but you gotta give credit to Jimmy Butler, who's the dog, who's the leader of that squad, and telling Bam, hey man, you could dominate, man, they can't stop you, dominate them, which is what he did last night, and then watching that game. Seeing, it was great. You know what I mean? I see William, he's a good player. Hey, don't poke the bear. Don't poke the bear, man. Jimmy Butler, that is, man. So shout out to them. So I'm excited, for that, to see that 2-0. But hey, they might, Celtics might get swept if they don't wake up. But it will go to Game 7. I wanted to go to Game 7. And we'll see what happens, man. But at the end, well, let's see the better team. But right now, the better team, the better matchup are the Miami Heat, who are on fire, man. They light up the stadium. They went home like somebody walked into your house and take your heart and take yours. What's yours? That's a lot, man. That's a lot. And Jimmy Butler and the Heat, they punched Boston in the mouth, and Boston looked scared. You know what I mean? That's crazy, man. You can't let somebody intimidate you like that, man. They came in, they did that. You gotta give that dude credit, man. Jimmy Butler, man, he went lights out. Give him credit for what he's done and what he continues to do every day. But because he's in the lab, even after the game, you know what I mean. And you see the guy, and he's practicing. So after the game, they won. But he's still, he's out there, looking at his plays, making the errors. I could have done better on this, dude. You're a dog. You know what I mean? He's doing his thing, man. So shout out to Jimmy Butler. Shout out to the Miami Heat for doing a great job. You know what I mean? So let's go, man. So I'm excited to see that. But they came out and play well. There's a possibility that. The same way with the Lakers. If Lakers don't do well tonight, it's over. It's over, and it has nothing to do with LeBron's legacy. His legacy is already dead. It had nothing to do with that. But right now, this is about the Miami Heat. There's something, man, and that's a lot of credit to Jimmy Butler. And I was saying, man, he needed another player. He needed another star on the team to help him. Bam Adebayo, he heard the talk. So many people telling him, Jimmy Butler didn't need somebody else. He's like, wait a minute, I'm here. So you gotta play like that every night. You can't be just a fluke game, whatever. You gotta play like that every night to show people this is you. You know what I mean? You about that. So are you really about that? So man, but shout out to them, man. Shout out to Miami Heat. They're the better team, and they're hungry. They light up the stadium. The Heat came out on fire. They burned that stadium down. So now the answer is, can Boston Celtics can they bounce back? You know what I mean? Can they do it? Because they look scared to me. You know what I mean? I've been in a lot of places. We walk in. You know what I mean? Like even back then, right? Watching Mike Tyson. Right? Mike Tyson was an angry fighter. When you walk in the ring, when you walk in, the opponent was scared. They were like, oh man, so they were just dead because they knew what was coming. They were getting knocked out. The guy was a monster. And I'm seeing that, like I'm seeing that with the Celtics. They look scared, and that player, one player in particular, Tatum. Tatum looks scared. So we'll see what happens, man. All right, listen, like, subscribe. My daughter in the background, she wants to be on camera, but I'm trying to keep her from coming in. But hey, if you have kids, you already know, man. Kids, want to be with daddy all day. But anyway, man, shout out to the Heat. Let's go. Like, subscribe. Let's do this.